I'm an Air Force airman. I am a bow hunter. I am a fisherman. I am Mark of all trades.
Do you have a screen that's ripped or broken on your RV, camper, maybe your house? I'm going to show you how for just $10 you can fix multiple screens. You're going to want to stay tuned. The things that came with this AdFirst kit was a roller that you can see right there, the screen, and the spine for the actual holding of the screen. And if you've ever tried this kit before, definitely let me know. Or if you've tried a different variation, let me know in the comments. So what we're going to want to do first is take out this old screen, which should not be a problem because I think my dog did most of the work for us. So we'll just take this out. Cool, so that's all taken out. We're good there. So the next thing that we're going to want to do is actually take out this piece that we're trying to put a new piece in, and we'll take that out next. So my piece was down here where it was a little bit, there's a little bit of a place where you can kind of put your utility knife into there. And so there was probably this much of a gap. And so once I did that, I just peeled it up a little bit and it all just keeps coming out. Cool. So that's all out. We got it all out in one piece. You can see that here. So now what we want to do is go through and take out the little pieces of screen that was left underneath that. All right, cool. So that all came out relatively easily. So now we're going to take the screen portion from the new material and we're going to put it around to kind of measure it. So what I'm making sure of is that I have adequate screen around all parts of it. So you want to make sure that that's good because it's essential you do that now because once you tuck this in, you're going to lose a little bit of it. So we don't necessarily need that much. I'm just going to use a pair of scissors and just cut it where we need it. So that's all set, so we'll get the screening out of the way. So now here we have a good size screen all the way around it. We're going to undo the rubber bands on the screen spline and we're just going to start where we did before. So this is where it was originally, right here. And then you're going to take your roller and you're just going to roll it in. And we'll see how easy that is. That's actually not bad at all. It's going in super smooth. Yeah, that's awesome. I'll let you guys take a look here real quick. You can see how easily that's going in there. And this is where I stopped. So we'll just keep going all the way around. That wasn't bad at all. If you almost just take the spline and go around the corner beforehand and backtrack this way, it goes in a lot easier. This was my first time attempting to do this, and one of the tips that I can kind of tell you that I learned is that if you place the spline ahead of you and just kind of roll behind it, that'll definitely help keep it into place and you can kind of guide it into the lines, if you will. That helped me a lot throughout this build, and I think continuing on to do other screens, that's definitely a must-do in my opinion.
One of the other things that I found is that the spline kept getting wound up, and I kind of had to make sure that I had to keep spinning it so that it wouldn't get tangled up. Just a little suggestion again for if you're trying this, make sure that you unspin it, because if you don't, you're going to really struggle through it trying to get those bends into those grooves.
Awesome, so you can see that I'm done all the way around. It looks super good, but we still have all this excess on the side. So what you're gonna wanna do is take your sharp utility knife and just go around the sides and just cut all of that extra off.
When you're cutting off the excess, you're going to want to make sure that your blade of your utility knife is parallel with the metal. If it kind of goes into the screen that you've already done, well, you're ultimately going to make a hole, and that's not what you want.
Cool. So that's all the extra. I may have used a little bit more than probably what some of you may have, but for the first time, I don't think that's too bad. And you can see that, you know, this is a brand new screen essentially. It looks good, and I would definitely take that all day. There you have it. Here's the finished product. You can see that it's all squared away, and we have a new screen on here. So again, this is super easy, and this was my first time doing it, had no background experience in it whatsoever, and it took me less than 5 minutes without doing this video to put this together. So for $10, you could essentially do probably 6 to 8 more windows just like this and save yourself a ton of money and a ton of time by not having somebody else do it. So if this information was helpful to you, make sure you subscribe or like the video. I'll be putting out more tutorials on how to help you with things around your house. So make sure to subscribe, and I'll check you out in the next video.